But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
What is going on, everybody? I am that fat guy, and as you can tell, I'm getting ready for our Halloween special coming up here next week. We are Legal Ham to the Face. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Right now, we go live every Tuesday at 6 p.m., and you can also catch our recorded audio on our Anchor, and I will send that out normally on Wednesday. A couple times it's been a little bit later, but let me bring in the cohort, because we're missing one today. Let me bring in Big Bri. Big Bri, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
Oh, not much. Just another day, another wonderful day here in Cleveland. It was 76. We had frost this morning. Can't beat this weather, bud.
Tell Vinny I say hi.
Oh, he's not here.
Oh, come on, Vinny.
Oh, that happens. That happens. Well, I mean, let's quickly get to, and I got to do all the clicking now because Vinny's not here, but that's okay. Let's quickly get into the rundown. We are going to do our shout outs. We are going to do our sponsor, which is Harold in the APA. We have, guess what we don't have? You know what I just realized?
What's that?
We don't have my cousin Vinny's word of the day. Oh.
It's it. We killed it. It's done.
Oh, man. Just one day without it.
I'll give you a word if you want me
to. Initiate. Piece of cake.
I'm going to say food coma.
Food coma. Yes. I love food comas. And that happens over the weekend. Food coma? It's normally after a Browns game.
Booze, food. It depends on if they win or lose.
Yeah, it all depends. Trivia time. I get to do trivia today to Brian. I got a really special one right now. Then we got to get into our Gauntlet League because we got another one that has bit the dust. Then we're going to get into our Browns recap against the Arizona Cardinals. We'll look ahead to Thursday night football against the Denver Broncos. We will give our ham and illegal ham of the game. And then Fat Boy Tuesday. We are going to get into the reaction of Mac for Mutts and all the food I saw while I was down there, Bri. People are on a whole different level down there. I am telling you what.
In Cleveland, we take our tailgating very seriously.
My Lord. And then we are going to get into our top 3 fall things to do. So stick around with us. Right off the bat, why don't we get into our shout-outs, Bri? You want to go first?
Yeah, I will, just because I really don't have one. I mean, I could be a broken record and shout out the Medina Bees because they are now #1 in Division 1 for football in the state. So pretty sure that's the only time that's ever happened in school history. So that's pretty cool. I don't want to jinx them, but they got a good look at a perfect season. So I'll shout them out again because we're proud of them here in this community. So that's all I got, though.
All right. We got to shout out Vinny's lovely wife, Ava. Her birthday is today. That's why Vinny is not with us. He is trying out the brand new BW3 here in North Olmsted, Bri. Just down the street, buddy. Wink, wink. Just saying. Oh,
where's that?
You remember where the old Ruby Tuesday used to be?
Oh yeah, yep. I do.
That's where they built it right there, and it actually
Okay.
looks really nice. So, plus, if you
Sure.
don't like it there, there's Wendy's, Little Caesars right around the corner. You can grab whatever you want on the way out. Meat or burger. All right. Also got to shout out West Third Summit. Dude, what a great time down there for Mac for Mutts. I apologize that our live feed was only 12 minutes, but we got hailed on. Weather increments, kind of, yeah. So we had to shut it down until we get some better equipment for our going live segments. But the food was outstanding. We raised a whole bunch of money for City Dogs of Cleveland. Spoiler alert, guess who won the mac and cheese contest?
Boy, I don't know. You tell me.
Lauren.
Oh, really?
R.O. Lauren won the mac and cheese cook-off. And Bri, we'll get into it later, but I'll tell you what, there was some very, very interesting and delicious mac and cheese, along with some other things I saw while I was down there.
Okay.
And that's about, also got to shout out, Justin's here with me now that Justin's here. This is the 10-year anniversary of one of my childhood friends who passed away fighting for our country. I've said his name a lot on here during Memorial Day and Veterans Day and all that stuff. And Veterans Day is right around the corner, but it's been 10 years, and it still hits a little hard to, I was talking to Hope when I got home about it, and it just, I felt weird today, and I didn't know why, and then I realized what the date was. So I just want to say his name one more time, Raymond Border. You're always missed, and you'll never be forgotten, bud. Brian, I'm sorry, Brian. I'm a little emotional.
Thank you. Thank him. Thank his family for his service.
Yeah, there's just a name. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it has. He would have been 41 years old today. So thank you for your service, Ray. And you are definitely loved and definitely missed, bud. We also did liven it up a little bit. Now that Vinny's not here, Paulie's here. So Paulie's all excited. Okay. We are doing great, Paulie. We missed you the past couple weeks, so thank you for chiming in. So we're going to pick it up a little bit. Well, sort of pick it up a little bit because the Browns lost, but we got to get into our not my cousin Vinny's word of the day, but we got to get into trivia time, right, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
Let me do some clicking here because normally Vinny's here doing all this stuff. So let me just
figure it out.
Let me take some time and trivia. I always forgot that the sound and the picture doesn't match up that well. Our trivia is brought to you by Papa V at Curb Appeal Landscaping. Get a hold of Papa V at curbappeal419.com. Also, our show is brought to you by Lake Erie APA and Harold Keel. If you want to go out, we're doing fall right now. We're having a blast. You get to watch games. Like I play Sunday, I get to watch the Browns game while I play pool. No better thing besides being down at the stadium or tailgate with a lot of people, which I did get to do that. But if you want to come out, first time ever playing, if you just want to have fun, there's a lot of great times that we have during Pool League. And on the lighter side, congratulations, Justin, on getting his new house. He bought his first house. So Justin is almost completely done. I saw the backyard, Brian. It's a pretty nice little setup there, bud.
Where is he in Central Ohio? Where's he at?
Kentucky. So we're going
down in Kentucky. Okay.
We're going to have to take the Bourbon Trail when we get down there. We're going to have to hook up with Justin. We're going to have to hook up with Juice. We're going to have to hook up with Big Man and just see where the five of us.
I'm down. I love me some Kentucky. I love me some Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
I'm down. I mean, go down there. It's a nice break. It's not that far from where we're at. in the wintertime, and it's a little bit nicer weather. So whenever you want it, say the word.
All right. You ready for your trivia question there, big fella?
Bring it on.
All right. Since you are a huge Michigan Wolverine fan, I bring this one up to you. Your Michigan Wolverines are ranked now 6th, I believe. They are still undefeated. I think they're the only undefeated team left in the Big Ten, if I'm correct.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
I think I might be right about that. So, 2 questions. First one, when was the last time that Michigan ran the table and went undefeated?
Okay.
Second question, what was the time span between that time? Because obviously they won a national championship that year, but that span and the other national championships that they won.
Okay, so you're telling me it's not 97 that they won undefeated. So, okay, I remember.
I did not say that. I said,
well, the span, I mean, they haven't won a national championship since 97, so
I understand
it's
that.
infinite amount from 97 to now.
I'm talking about that national championship to their other one further down the line.
Oh, before that?
Yes.
Yeah, I know when they won their previous championship. Okay. I got you.
All right, buddy. Well, let's get into our show. We have a great show for you. I got Justin. Oh, good Lord. I see Louisville, Kentucky. So it's pretty much Cincinnati.
Yeah. No, I love Louisville. 4th Street Live. That's a great time.
Not much nicer. All we get is ice. True. So, but he moved down there in 2002, I think it was.
I got a friend who's a teacher down in Lexington, Kentucky, and he tells me if they're even calling for any sort of snow at all, they'll cancel school the day before.
Get your man.
Shit. Yeah. Could you imagine being a kid and like, well, there could be a chance of snow. All right, take the day off.
Get out of here, man.
I love it.
Up here, we get 4 feet of snow, and they're like, 45-minute delay.
Yeah, tough it out. Yeah. The buses aren't going to be around. Walk to school.
Moved here a month after high school graduation. So, guess what? That was 99 then that you went down there, Justin. But we got to get into our Gauntlet League, which Justin is still alive in the Gauntlet League. But guess who isn't?
That's right.
Our sponsor, Harold Keel, got booted out by Papa V, is still alive down at the bottom. And Bri, if it wasn't for the big man having the worst week ever, you would have been in the Gauntlet, bud.
I know. I thank you, big man. I got lucky. I was concerned because Kamara and Carson didn't play this week, and I told you, I'm like, man, my running backs are shaky. I think I started Myles Gaskin and Brandon Bolden, who you didn't even know who he played for.
I have no clue.
And they combined for a whopping like 5 points. If it weren't for Tom Brady and Antonio Brown getting me half my points, I'd have been right there with big man. So that's what makes this so fun. You know, you go from top dog one week to bottom of the drain the next week, and it doesn't matter what you did, just survive and advance. So that's why I love it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But big man only had, I don't even think he had 60 points. I think he ended up with 59 points, which is unreal because I think, who was it that went off? Was it Fournette went off for? No, Derrick Henry last night went off for like 45 points. So tells you how bad Big Man's team is. But he gets to go to Gauntlet this week against Papa V. We'll see who prevails next week. And we are still playing for a bottle of Cleveland Underground Whiskey and APA apparel. I talked to Harold. There's going to be a hat, a hoodie, 2 T-shirts up available. We're going to give first and second place stuff away. So, and by the way, do have your hat. You have to remind me. So, we have Justin chimed in and said, yeah, if they smell like snow, they call off school. Here's Red Leg. That's so cold in Alaska. It's too cold to snow. We've been there in Cleveland, bud.
Wow.
We have been there.
Wow.
Remember that?
I do remember, yeah. A few years back.
Brian and I were joking around about driving into work this morning because on the highway into work, it was like 46, 47. We get to our work and it drops all the way down to like 34. And it was like, what the hell just happened? But we were talking, we talked about the time that we actually pulled into right at our parking lot entrance and it was 0. By the time we got out to our shop, it was -11. So that's how that day went for us. So Brian, you want to get into the the somber note. The Cleveland Browns lost to the Arizona Cardinals, and Brian, they didn't lose; they got their ass kicked.
Sure did.
It was I can't even remember the score. It was like 38 to
37-14, I believe.
Yes, it was not pretty, and you know something, the wind went out of the sails about 7 minutes into the game, at least for me. And then it kind of just snowballed and rolled downhill after that. You know, you had a little glimmer of hope, but then after that, it was kind of, no good. So, Brian, why don't you get into how you feel about this loss? Because I'm just still at a loss for words. It's been 2 days later.
Yeah. It sucked to watch all around. I wasn't able to be there for about the first hour. I didn't get back to the house until about 5 o'clock. So I started it and I was fast forwarding through the commercials, shut my phone off, did all of that. And I'm just watching it and I'm just thinking, all right, we'll catch up. No big deal. They're fine. You know, even down 20-0. I'm like, all right, we still got a chance. And we did, because at halftime, we got a luck box Hail Mary, and we got it to 23-14, and the defense came out in the second half, pulled 2 3-and-outs out of their ass, and the offense just couldn't pull it any closer. So I don't know. I mean, it's hard not to bring up the injuries when you talk about this game, and you know, a couple of terrible calls by the ref that just prolonged their drives. But as in every game, we had our chances and we just didn't come through. The defense, I didn't think the defense played quite as bad as a lot of other people did. I know they gave up 37 points, but
it could have been a lot worse.
If they could have just found a way to get off the field on third down. They gave up their first touchdown was 3rd and 21. They gave up a touchdown, and then they gave up another one like 3rd and goal from the 13. So if you can just get off the field there, I mean, you weather the storm even more than you had to. And you just hope that your offense could get something going. But really all day they were stuck in the mud. You know, we scored 14 points in the first half and we didn't score a point in the second half. But really we only scored 7 because, I mean, I don't know if you really want to count a Hail Mary. Unless it gives you a win, then you'll take it all day. But in all reality, you have one touchdown scoring drive, and man, it was just hard to watch. And I mean, we'll get into it a little more, but there's a lot of different ways that you can go with the blame, because there weren't many people that had a good game. It's going to be hard picking a ham of the week this week.
I understand. So we have. This one felt like we got beat, which we did. I mean, we didn't give it up.
Oh, yeah.
We got beat. And then here's Ed Columbus. Thank you for chiming in, Ed.
Yeah, there's Ed.
State Bird of Ohio is a Cardinal. The Cardinal pooped all over Cleveland. Yes, he did, Ed. He really did. And Red Leg, those third downs, first drive sucked the life out of the whole stadium.
Oh, yeah.
So,
right.
I mean, yeah, here we go. Next time I get to the zoo, I'm going to yell at the zebras, why do you hate the Browns?
Nice.
It was, so we're going to get into it here. Let's bring up the one banner that I mean, what the hell's going on defense? I mean, what? All right, Bri, I'm kind of like you, but it could have been a lot worse if we didn't have a couple of those stops that we did. They had to kick field goals instead of touchdowns.
Yeah,
but still, to the point. I mean, the past 2 weeks you've given up 47 and 37. Now, I think it was 37, wasn't it? 37. So you're giving up 47 and 37 past 2 games, and you got people wide the hell open.
Not people. One of the best receivers in the NFL.
Star wide
getting
receiver.
wide ass open.
Yeah.
How do you lose him?
Wide open. I don't know, Brian. I don't know what's going on with this defense. I don't know if it needs. Well, I guess from what we heard today that the Myles Garrett and Malik, the other Malik Jefferson,
McDowell.
No, the other one,
Jackson.
Malik Jackson, all had a impromptu team defensive meeting, and they kind of let it all go because that's not acceptable anymore, especially now that your entire offense is hurt. I mean, Bri, we'll get into the injuries here a little bit later, but this defense needs to step it up. Not like a little bit. I need to see the defense I saw at Chicago and the defense I saw at Minnesota, because guess what? You guys, we're going to have to piggyback you until people get healthy, because this is unreal what we're in right now. And if you guys are legit and you have all the toys that you can play with Joe Woods, play them right, because this is going to get scary here in the next couple weeks, guys. And just, I'm being serious, buckle in, because it's going to be a fun ride for at least 2 weeks. So how do you feel, Bri?
Yeah, you said it. I mean, we've been able to lean on the running game basically for Stefanski's entire tenure here. The offensive line has been superb. We've had 2 of the best running backs, and guess what? We don't really have them anymore. So our quarterback's banged up, our wide receiver core is banged up, offensive line, we know they're having some issues. So it's time. It's time we look to the defense for a win. And I mean, it couldn't come at a bigger time. I'm glad to hear that they understand that they need to step up, and what they did on Sunday is not good enough. But yeah, like you said, we need a performance like we had in Minnesota, like we had against the Bears. It's a team. We're going against a team that is not like, does not have that superstar potential that they can put up 40 like that on you. So you have to smother them. You can't let them get going. And yeah, we look to the defensive ends. We look to our secondary for that, and no big plays. We cannot give up big plays.
No, and this, like you said, this offense isn't like, it has its moments. It has stars on it. It's not like superstars, but it has some really good players. And if you can shut down this Denver, especially this Denver run game to start out with, and not let Teddy pick you apart. But the other thing I wanted to bring up is right here, Ed Columbus says it almost perfect. He goes, defense would just play a vanilla 4-3. Look at all the talent they have. If you play the 4-3, you can actually rotate people in and out if you need to, instead of trying to play this hybrid, nickel or whatever you don't do, because you can't anymore. Because JOK gone 4 to 6 weeks. Yep. And guess what? He's your leading tackler. How crazy is that, Brian? JOK is your leading tackler, and he hasn't even played a full season yet. He played partial minutes here and there, starting out. Yeah. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, we're losing a key weapon to JOK, and we also lost. Well, Greedy's still a little banged up. So is Greg Newsom, played a little bit, so he's coming back. So it's like defense had its injuries, and they're starting to come back from it. Well, now the offense has got its injuries, and it's brutal on offense, Brian. I mean, this is the worst I've ever seen. They said they had, let's bring up the injury report. 20 people are injured. And if you count all the injuries, which they were joking around about this morning on the radio that we were talking, if you count all Clowney's injuries, it's 23. Because Clowney's got a shoulder, a chest, a knee, and an ankle, all one fell swoop. I don't know if he's being held together by, but you have, it's unreal, right?
He didn't play that bad. I thought he played pretty well. He was one of the defensive guys that kind of flashed at times to me. And this whole season, really, he's kind of been a breath of fresh air for that defense, because there were a couple times where, we needed him to come up. I think it was a 3rd and 2, and he came up with a big sack, pushed them almost out of field goal range. So, yeah, if he can just stay healthy enough to do what he does, even if he only plays half the snaps, I mean, we need him. I mean, we need him bad at this point.
Yes. Yeah. And, now that we're getting Newsom back, that kind of helps out a lot too. But, the people that I have missed the past couple weeks, Bri, where the hell is John Johnson? where the hell's Grant Delpit? Where the hell's Ronnie Harrison? Like, I'm being serious. Like, where are they? I don't know where they are because I'm sitting here watching Denzel Ward, which I thought was good coverage. Because
it was a BS call. At least for the first one, it was BS for sure.
First one was BS. The second one, you can say what you want, but he actually turned around to go after the ball. And then who was he guarding? Hopkins? Hopkins just grabbed a hold of him and pulled him into him. So it is what it is. But that first one, that was straight up BS. That was probably one of the best defensive plays I've seen a quarterback make this year. And he was all over it, Bri. He was on him like white on rice, bud. It was just unreal. Unreal how good he played. And you know something? He got flagged so many times because he had to be aggressive. But from what John Johnson said in his press conference was they're scheming, they're biting on a lot of stuff underneath, and they need to stop that.
Do we have a segment where we're going to get into the refs, or can I get into them a little bit right here?
Let's get into the refs right now, bud. Let's get into
the refs. You talked about the Denzel pass interference calls. I mean, those calls against Malik McDowell were some of the softest calls I've ever seen. That first roughing the passer where he's just trying to hit his arm as he's going out of bounds, and he just ends up falling over. And you think that's like the worst call they could possibly make. And then they come back with another one where he basically pushes him, and it's like me pushing you in the locker. I mean, just joking around, here you go, right into the wall or whatever. Dude doesn't even fall down or anything. And I mean, come on, man. And after that first one, I think it was the first one, the refs knew that they screwed up. They knew it was such a terrible call. They gave the Browns 2 makeup calls following that. With like a BS false start and then a BS hold on Arizona, because they knew they screwed it up, but they couldn't take it back at that point. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Every team deals with injuries. Every team deals with bad calls, but it seems like it is just pouring on the Browns right now. It started as a drizzle, and it's just pouring on them. So they gotta find a way to get themselves out of it. But we need to play better, obviously. But those calls, these injuries, they just don't help at all.
Yeah, the one that cracked me up is the first one that you were talking about. It was almost like Big Brother going against Little Brother, like, get off me, bro. It just went like that. That's all it was. It was like, come on, you're calling that. But Big Play Dave brought up the other one that you were talking about. I sent him back. You remember Hornswoggle, what we were talking about a long time ago about the wrestlers?
Mm-hmm.
There was a video like Test or somebody kicking them in the face. I'm like, that's what they thought they saw. It wasn't what they saw.
I mean, if these calls keep getting this bad and they get maybe even worse, I mean, there's got to be a way that you can challenge some of these calls, because if they get a chance to look at it back again, they'll realize what a terrible call they made, and maybe they can get it right. But I know that'll slow the game down a lot, but you can't be having this, especially one of them was, I think it was maybe the pass interference on Denzel or somebody. It was like it was a 24-yard play on 3rd down that gave them the first down. And it's like, of course that's going to change the momentum of the game. And so you got to get it right. You got to do better. I don't care if you give us a makeup call. That one on that first one on McDowell basically handed them a touchdown. So do better, get it right. Going back to you and John Johnson, I mean, this is the first time we've really been hearing people calling him out. Like, this is supposed to be our superstar signing in the offseason, and he really hasn't done much. And Grant Delpit kind of looked like a fool on that one screen pass. Was it to Hopkins where Hopkins, they just threw a little screen to him. It was on 3rd down. They're like, oh, I'll see what we can do with this, see if we can get a couple yards, get us closer. Hopkins just put a move on him, completely whiffed. JOK whiffed too, and he's waltzing right into the end zone. So that was a hard to watch.
It's not good. And the other people we got to call out, Austin Hooper. Where have you been at, bro? Like, I'm starting to, we're paying these guys a lot of money, and I'm not, like you said, we're not paying you to block, dude. You got to help out now. Like, we're at dire straits. We need everybody. And the best one is Ed chimes in and said the 1988 wild card game against the Oilers. Yeah, his punishment for screwing over Cleveland was becoming the NFL head of NFL. Oh my God, that's so bad, so bad. Oh yeah, and how about simple tackling? Yeah, we got to tackle better. There's no.
That was bad.
It was really bad, really bad. And guess what? Mom chimed in. Mom, earmuffs, because we are going off about this game. Put the earmuffs on. I know you've heard me say.
Only watch after wins.
I mean, it just unreal, Brian. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Well,
these.
Go ahead.
The last thing we talked earlier today about these injuries and just how decimated the offense is. I think we only have 4 starting offensive players that are not going to be, or that are going to be playing this week, and the rest are hurt. Well, Odell, I guess, would be considered a starter, but you got Odell, Treader, Teller, Batonio, and Hooper. And Baker, if he plays, we'll get into it, but hopefully he plays. Hopefully he's feeling all right. But yeah, the offense is just decimated, and it starts with our run game. And I mean, it makes me worry because to this point this season, Chubb and Hunt have been our 2 best offensive players, and we're going to be without both of them. So it's a little scary.
Well, I mean, Brian, you sit there and think you got Chubb, Hunt, Landry. Are they bringing him back this game, or are they waiting another week?
I would be surprised if they bring him back.
All right, so he's out. You got your Wills, Conklin, and Hubbard. Your top 3 tackles are out.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're on your 4th and 5th tackle. You got a dislocated shoulder in OBJ. You got Njoku hurt. Baker Mayfield blew out his damn shoulder again during this last game. And I mean, this is where we're at. Like, this is unreal where we're at, Brian. I mean, even when he came out and said today, which I was kind of shocked by because I figured he might wait until Thursday, he goes, yeah, Chubb's not playing this game. Makes me think that Chubb's a lot more hurt than what people are thinking. And now Kareem Hunt out 4 to 6 weeks. JOK out 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, these are starting to pile up and just start. I mean, it's almost an avalanche what's going on right now, Brian. We got to dig ourselves out of it.
And Chubb, or not Chubb, but Hunt being out 4 to 6 weeks is almost like you want to celebrate it a little bit, because when he got carried off the field and he's got tears streaming down his face and he's grabbing his calf as he's going down, you immediately think, okay, torn Achilles. He's done for the year, and he's probably out for the beginning of next year, because just the way it was non-contact injury, the way he's going down, I don't know if he thought it was an Achilles injury or not, but we dodged the bullet there. And if we can get him back in a month and a half, that's going to be huge. So take your time. We'll try to weather the storm till he gets back. Hopefully Chubb's injury is not as severe as Hunt's, and we can have him back by the Steelers game. But yeah, it sucks. And we're just going to have to deal with it. And, hopefully we have good enough depth that they can carry us through. But if our offensive line ain't right, it's going to be pretty difficult.
No, you ready to get into the big boy, Bri?
Let's do
it. Baker Mayfield had a second MRI done. No more structural damage is done to his shoulder, but obviously it still hurts like a son of a, you know what I'm saying. They have not ruled him out yet. What do you think they should do with Baker Mayfield, Brian?
It's a hard decision, because we don't know the pain that Baker's dealing with, and man, it hurts me to say it. Let me first start by saying, because Baker Mayfield has become a very very iffy discussion between Browns fans. I mean, some people love him to death, love him blindly, and some people just think he's absolutely no chance he's the answer. So we'll try to be in between, because I don't think he's as bad as he's been playing, but I don't know if he has the giant upside that some people think. But let me start by saying that a healthy Baker Mayfield, Cleveland Browns' best option at winning in 2021. I think we can all agree on that.
Yes.
When Baker's healthy, put him out there, and he gives us the best chance to win. There's no doubt about it. The question is, how healthy is he really? And I mean, it's hard to say, but I think Baker was the biggest reason we lost on Sunday. His turnovers killed us. He basically handed them points, and we talked. The offense only generated 14 points. One of them was a luck play, so basically only generated 14 points. So that's just not good enough. So if that's the Baker that we're getting for this Denver game, I'm very worried, because I think Denver's a beatable team. Denver's not great. Denver's not Arizona. Denver's a team that we can beat, and with even average quarterback play, which hopefully, if we're paying a quarterback $7 million to be your backup, he can give you average quarterback play. I think Baker's pushing his chips all in for this week. I mean, if he can't get the win this week, there's going to be people turning on him, because there's going to be people calling him selfish for playing. Nobody questions his toughness at all.
No,
nobody at all. You can't.
They even brought
you just
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Well, I'll finish real quick, and then you can go. You question as a competitor, it's really hard to have the self-awareness. Like, man, I might be hurting my team here. I mean, that guy behind me, Case Keenum, he's won a lot of games in this league. He can go out and win this game for us. You don't know what's going on in Baker's head. Hopefully he's got a short leash. If he's proven to look like the Baker that played in the Arizona game, hopefully they get him out of there early, to where we don't fall behind 20-0. Because let's be honest, as a team, especially as banged up as we are, we can't come back from 20-0. So if it's 20-0, it might as well be 100-0. So, I mean, if it's apparent early that Baker's looking the same that he did, which, I mean, to me, honestly, 4 days is not quick enough, or is not a long enough period of time for you to turn it around like that. So I question him going out there, but I hope he proves me wrong. But this is a must-win game. This is huge.
All right. So I didn't mean to talk over you. What I was going to say is,
no, go ahead.
He hasn't missed a game since like Texas Tech. I mean, that's going back. Like that's what he doesn't do. And I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of in the boat of, you're hurt. We know you're hurt. We've seen you, Winston. We've seen everything else. You're on your 4th and 5th tackle right now. He's starting to get happy feet because he doesn't want to get hit. This is where Stefanski's got to step in. And either A, if you're going to play Baker, this is what we're doing, and you cannot hold on to the ball, period. It's going to be quick, out, done. Quick, out, done. I wouldn't even let him do anything of that nature. Or that's for Stefanski to take the ball away from him and go, you're sitting out for these next 10 days. I need you during the Steelers game. I do not need you in this game. Those are the questions that are going to have to ask. But Baker's not going to let them ask that question, because Baker is one of those guys that prides himself on being that leader. If he goes out hurt, everybody else is hurt right now. He's going out to be that guy, to be the, how can I say it, the calming of the storm. Now, granted, he might screw up everything else, but the good thing about this is, though, Brian, there's no more excuses for Baker. Period. If he goes out in this game, you don't have Chubb. You don't have Hunt. You got 2 backup running backs, one guy you just signed today. You got a hurt Odell Beckham. You got your Higgins. You got everybody else. You want to go out, you want to play this game, this is your game to take a hold and light that defense up. And if you light that defense up, it's going to shut everybody else up. The noise will go away after this game if you go out and light them up like you can. I know he can, but this is his game. I think this is. But
we don't know if he can in his current condition, though. Because we haven't seen him. I mean, he got hurt in the Texans game, and he just hasn't been the same since.
But I understand that. But if he thinks that he is big enough man to go out there and play in this game, You got to put on those britches and you got to go out and start slinging it, bud, because that's where you're at right now. Because what he's doing for contract wise and to prove to Cleveland that he is that guy to take a hold of the Cleveland Browns and be their franchise quarterback. This is why he's doing it.
So how did you feel when you heard the Baker press conference today? How did you feel when he was like, yeah, I'm probably going to play on Thursday? Were you excited or what?
I'm not going to lie, Brian. I was kind of excited. You want to know why? Because he was crumpled up. He was down on the ground. He was hurt. But he's not going to not say anybody take his spot. But this is his team now. And guess what? He's only got 2 years left to prove whatever he's got to prove to get a contract. I don't blame him. He's gambling on himself right now. He really is. He's gambling on himself.
Yeah, but you have to put the team as a leader. You have to put the team's needs above your own. If Case Keenum gives them a better chance to win, like, let's be honest. I mean, could Case Keenum have done better against the Arizona Cardinals than Baker did on Sunday? I think so. I don't think Case Keenum's going to turn the ball over 3 times in their own territory and only put up 14 points. So, I mean, yeah, it's great. The Bakers, like I said a couple weeks ago, are you a Baker fan or are you a Browns fan? If you're a Browns fan, I don't know why. We've heard all these analytics, all these stats, all these numbers about how Baker has struggled this year. You know, 3rd down and long, can't pick it up, can't throw the ball accurately downfield, can't play from behind. You know, can't connect with OBJ. Wouldn't you like to see how another quarterback operates in this offense?
I completely understand. And like you and I both, we've talked this to death at work. And it's not the Baker love or the Baker hate right now. It's technically, yes, I understand where we're at with Browns. Let's put it this way. If the defense played better against the Chargers, okay, and they won that game, would we even be talking about this right now? Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Would we be talking about this? Because he had one bad game. He played great against the Chargers.
Well, he didn't have a great game against Minnesota.
But I mean, they won that one. But I mean, you're sitting there, you're looking at all the pieces that are missing. I mean, this offense is not the offense that I mean, these are not perfect conditions for Baker Mayfield. But also,
and I'm not putting it all on Baker. I think the injury has something to do with it. But I think against the Denver Broncos, you need a quarterback that's not going to turn the ball over. You need a quarterback, you know, to do kind of what Baker can do, which is complete short passes and move the chains. And I think Case Keenum can do that. I don't know that for sure, but, you know, it goes against, you know, is a 100% healthy Case Keenum as good as or better than a, you know, 75% Baker. We don't know how much this injury hampers Baker. Nobody does. People can say, oh, it's a huge factor. You don't know. People can say it's no factor at all. You have no idea. So I can just go by the play that I've seen, and the play that I have seen has not been great. I mean, so we're in a must-win situation. Basically, we need to win the game by any means necessary. Our season hangs in the balance. So
you haven't hung up as a must-win game.
I mean, I guess technically it's not, but if you can't beat the Broncos at home, what team can you beat?
Okay, so now here's my opinion, and I haven't told you this yet. I think Baker should sit this game. I really do. I think he should sit out, get a little bit more healthy for the Steelers game coming up next to get on Halloween. I think that gives, because this is our mini bye, so that gives Jed Wills, Conklin, all these guys time to heal up a little bit more to where the complement of the offense can come back and everybody gets a little bit more healthy. Plus, gives Baker a middle break. Baker's got to have at least a little bit of a middle break because, I mean, he has been taking it on the chin from everybody. And you know something, you got to turn an blind ear to that. But sometimes you can't, Bri. He's been taking it on the chin nationally. He's been taking it on the chin here. He's been taken over the chin by reporters. I think he just needs this week to reset, let Case Keenum go out there and do what he has to do, okay? And then have Baker come back in after his shoulder has healed up a little bit more. They give a little more treatment to it, gives him 10 extra days. Actually, almost gives him 2 weeks, 2-week window where he gets to heal up before he plays the Steelers. And I think that's what needs to happen. I honestly think that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I hate it that Baker's going to probably go out there and try to play. And we know how tough he is, and we know who his role model in football was growing up. Brett Favre had one of the toughest quarterbacks of all time, had the all-time start streak going, and I don't know if that plays into his decision to want to go right now, but yeah, give Baker the chance. See, I'm not saying he's going to be as bad as he was against Arizona, but I'm saying if he's showing that he's not improving and he can't make the throws that we need him to make, you have to have a quick hook because we can't fall down, by a couple scores. If we fall down by 10, by 14, we don't have Nick Chubb. We don't have Kareem Hunt. We don't have Jarvis Landry to kind of bail us out. We have to get offense any way we can. If Baker can't do it, you got to think about putting Case Keenum in there.
All right, this might be a game like you remember when, they had Mason Rudolph start for the Steelers against the Browns, and then Big Ben came in at halftime, right? And just lit him up, and that's how I feel like this game might be. Like, let's see what Case Keenum can do if we can get through this and not get anything hurt. But if you need a spark, Baker will be there on the sidelines to kind of just in case. You know what I mean? Like you don't want him to start, but he's going to be your backup this week and just kind of let him, because even Redleg concur, sit him, let him get time. And then here's a good one. Doesn't it feel like the spirit of the city, though? Everything around it may fall, but the city keeps fighting. He's not joking. That's the way it's set up. And, he is doing things that most Cleveland quarterbacks haven't done in forever, Bri. Forever.
Yeah, and I give him all the credit in the world. If you remember what it was like before we had Baker, we were starting 3-4 quarterbacks per season. Yeah. Guys were getting hurt left and right. And Baker, since he became the starter, he hasn't missed a start. I don't think he's ever dealt with an injury like he's dealing with now. But, I hope that he can go in and take this team, put this team on his shoulders and wheel us to a victory. But I'm just saying, if he doesn't have it and if he can't do what he wants to do, just playing the game, just starting the game is not good enough for me. If you're out there, I'm going to expect you to excel. And if you can't excel and you can't help this team go to a victory, then he's not ever going to say, I'm done. I can't do it unless he physically is completely beat up and he can't lift his arm above his shoulder. He'll never tell you that he's not going to do that, but you have to, as Kevin Stefanski, his responsibility is if you're out there and you're not helping us, he doesn't even have to be hurting us. He doesn't have to turn the ball over 3 times. If you're not helping us, you can't be out there.
And here comes 1988. Kozar hurt. Bagel hurt. Danielson hurt. Came in, dodge, Drock.
Yeah.
Case Keenum can do it. I totally get it. Well, Brian, let's get into our predictions for this game, all right? Because I already got Vinny's prediction. Can you guess what Vinny's prediction is?
I have no idea.
Oh, boy. So, Vinny's prediction for this game is 24-17 Denver. He thinks there are way too many injuries right now happening, and he picks Denver to beat your Cleveland Browns. By the way, we all lost last week. We all picked Cleveland to win. Brian, you were the closest, so you got the asterisks. So right now, I'm at 4-2, you're at 4-2, and Vinny is at 3-3. I have 2 asterisks while you have 1, and Vinny has 1. All right, so how do you feel about this game against Denver, bud? Give me your prediction.
Do you want to get into Denver, or you just want a prediction?
We're about 50 minutes in. I mean, we can get into Denver.
We don't have to. I mean, their defense is good. Their offense is okay. That's kind of the breakdown of Denver. They don't have any superstar players. Teddy Bridgewater's actually playing pretty decent. He has 15 touchdowns and only 4 picks this year, so he's not bad.
Didn't he throw 3 picks last game?
Oh, is that right? I don't know who they play. Vegas.
Well, the only 3 wins that Vegas thumped on them. The only 3 wins they have were against the Jaguars, the Giants, and the Jets.
Yeah, right.
I believe so. It's like they haven't beat any good team, and yet Teddy Bridgewater's capable of winning. But they're coming here on a Thursday night on a short week, also. And you know something, these short weeks, you never know. It's like a coin flip. You know what I'm excited about though, is I actually can watch the game and not play pool. So that's a bonus.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but I mean, the only thing that really scares me about this game is the defense a little bit because we are so banged up on offense. But, I've watched Ernest Johnson take over a game before. He's came in and been capable. And like I said, if you do what you need to do, especially with some short passes and some screen passes against this team, just move the ball. And by the way, Stefanski, this game, don't go for it. Take whatever points you can get, please, for the love of God. If it comes down to like 20 seconds left, like last night against the Bills and everything else, if you want to go for it, that's fine. I get it. I don't want to see it on the first drive and see a sack, because if I see a sack again, I am going to lose my ever-loving mind.
What is up with that? It's like ever since the Chicago game, it's almost like it was bad luck for us being so lucky, and not lucky, but having the success we did against Kansas City on 4th downs, because we think we can just go for every 4th down and get it now, and it's been quite the opposite.
Hold on now, Bri. If you look back in hindsight, 3 of those 4th downs, Odell has dropped the ball. So
no, he only has 2 drops on 4th.
Well, and then an underthrow by Baker.
Well,
he was wide open. That was Baker's fault.
I don't understand why. And I guess worst case scenario is a pick 6, but do you know how many sacks Baker takes on 4th down? I mean, just give your guy a chance, throw it up there. You're turning the ball over anyways. So just get rid of the ball.
Prime example. Look what Kyler Murray did. He didn't even look at Hopkins on the one fade route, but just threw it up in the air because he knew where he was going to be. At that point in time, Baker, if that's where you got to go, do it. If Odell's not there, that's not on you. It might be an interception. That's on your wide receiver for not being there, not contesting the ball. Like, I don't.
Is that Baker just not wanting to have a turnover on 4th down, like because he thinks he'll get killed for it, or because taking a sack is a turnover?
I understand, but listen to Stefanski. Stefanski is just in the head of, well, takeaways. We haven't got many takeaways. Blah 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 blah. Stefanski is all about the turnover battle and us giving away the ball. Now, granted, yes, you and I talked about Baker got hit, fumbled the ball a lot, but Baker was on the run almost all game, it felt like. It really did. So, Brian, this sucks. This sucks coming after a loss. Like, I don't like talking about this. I want to be happy, joyful, but it's like you have more questions than you have answers.
Yeah. I mean, for a team that we have high hopes for, the reality of today is, what does Bill Parcells say? You are what your record says you are. We are 3-3. We are tied with the terrible Pittsburgh Steelers right now in the bottom of the AFC North. So that's a humbling, sobering experience right there.
Cincinnati's beating us. Freaking Cincinnati.
Yeah, and we got them in a couple weeks.
All right, Brian, give me your score. We got to move on. I can't talk about that game anymore.
No matter what happens, if we escape with a win, no matter how ugly it is, I'll take it, because this game is just about getting the win and not getting anybody else hurt. So if we can do that, I don't care if we score 2 points and we win 2-0. faith in the defense. The defense got called out a little bit after the Houston game, and they showed up. They've been called out this week for the last couple weeks, so I think they show up. I'm going to say 14-13 Cleveland Browns.
The 14-13 Browns?
Yep.
13 Browns. All right, Bri, you and I are tied. Let's keep this up until the end of the, Dang it. You know something? I'm going to go 24-7 Browns.
Wow. I'll take that.
The only reason why is I do have a feeling it depends on who starts the quarterback. That's the reason why.
Oh, really? So would you would feel better if Baker started, or you'd feel better if Keenum started?
I would feel if Baker started, I would go with the 24-7. If Keenum started, I would go 21-10.
Okay.
So
more faith in Baker.
I do. I don't know why. Right now, I do. Until I am proven wrong, I got to ride with this guy, Bri. I got to ride with him. We'll see what happens.
That's the reality of the Browns in 2021. You go as Baker goes, and hopefully, if Keenum is called on to win a game or two here or there, hopefully he can do it. But Keenum's not going to take you to the Super Bowl. If Baker's healthy, if Baker can play like he did last year, he can. I just worry because I haven't seen that yet this year. Well,
Bri, let's get into our ham and illegal ham of the game. Do you want the illegal ham or the ham? It's your choice.
I want the good one.
You want the ham?
I want the ham.
All right. So give me your ham of the game.
The ham for me is easy because he was one of the only good players, or one of the only guys that had a good performance on Sunday. And he's my guy. We've been waiting for him to bust out this year. And, yeah, he got, 50 of these yards on a Hail Mary. But DPJ, he came up. He showed up big. You look at the stat book, Odell didn't have a terrible game. He had another 79 yards, I think. So he wasn't bad. He had a big 25-yarder. Crowd was chanting his name. That was great to see. But DPJ, I mean, he had a couple, other than the Hail Mary, he had a couple nice catches. One where a guy was right on his hip, and it was man coverage, and he just pulled it down. It looks like he has some pretty strong hands. So if he can just continue to progress and we can continue to look his way, I think we have something special in him. But we just have to get him consistent targets.
All right. I by the way, I want you to go back and look at our fantasy football because I started DPJ.
Did you really?
I had to. My wife just
Papa V dropped him?
Well, yeah, no, Papa V never had him.
Oh, I thought he had all the Browns, like him and Schwartz and Higgins and all those guys.
As soon as I heard that OBJ was kind of questionable still, I picked up DPJ, and I'm like, you know something? I'm going to start him. I got a weird feeling about it. He scored me 16 points, Bri. Kept me out. So I'm all right with it. My illegal ham of the game, and this is, something this needs to be said. John Johnson, you are here for a reason. You played and he might be playing out of position. I don't know what's going on, but I need more out of you. I need to hear your name called. I've heard Delpit. I've heard Harrison. I've heard JOK. I've heard Hill. I've heard Ward. I've heard Newsom. I've heard everybody else on the defense. The one name I have not heard is yours. Let's do it, bud. All right. So, Bri, you know what that means. Let me get into our...
And now it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
So, for Fat Boy Tuesday this week, I went to Western Summit for the mac and cheese for Mutts Tailgate. And Bri, I had a blast. Lauren was there. Her husband was there, Patrick. They wanted me to tell you hello when we're going back to Mama Cantina's.
Yeah, for sure.
Also ran into Mike Ped was there. Also ran into the Browns possum. Eric was there, who was Top Dog Tailgate. I ran into so many people, and you know what the best thing was as while I was there? All I heard was this. At one point in time, I walked around and Lauren saw me. She goes, "Oh, shit, it's that fat guy." And I got all excited. So they did a great job there, dude. The food was phenomenal. They did their McMuffins or their McThirds.
What time did you get there?
Craig and I got there at about a little bit before 10 o'clock. Okay.
Okay. How much to park there?
Parking was $50 for us, but it was right beside Western Summit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was right before you go down to the entrance to the pit. We were right on top. It was a 2-minute walk.
I got you.
From our car to where we were partying. They had their ambulance set up. Listen to this. They had an ambulance with a full kitchen in it. All right, Brian.
Nice.
Full kitchen. They had 2 stand-up smokers keeping food warm. They had a flat top. They had a prep table. They had all their warming stations for everything else. Listen to the food that came out for this. All right. I get there. There was their breakfast sandwiches, which is their McThirds. It's a English muffin, egg, and ham. Amazing. All right. Jello shots. Beer everywhere. Okay. Next thing up, they made a Mexican soup, which was delicious, Brian. Then comes the good stuff. 16 trays of mac and cheese, 8 trays of super mac, and 8 trays of regular mac. Then they made chorizo lime tacos, Southwest empanadas with a Southwest sauce. There was cheesecake there, Bri. Like, it was like, I'm sitting going like this. I'm like, what is going on here? This is a fat kid's dream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How much was raised for City Dogs Red Leg? I do not know, but I know it was a very, very good turnout. So I got to judge the mac and cheese contest. There was a Cajun Ranch mac and cheese. There was a barbecue pork mac and cheese. There was a deep fried pickle mac and cheese. There was a chili mac and cheese, bro. Mac and cheeses everywhere, and they were all delicious. I don't think I had one bad mac and cheese. I didn't even have one bad mac and cheese. The one that I liked the most was Lauren's, because she told me what she put in her cheese. It was like 8 different blocks of cheese. It was almost like a Phillips mac and cheese, Brian. Oh my God, it's so good. But everybody was so nice down there. It was unreal how great the people were. Everybody was having a blast. Music was playing. It was just unreal. So we're going to have to do that. You and I are going to have to go down there and have a blast. Because they're doing another one on Thursday night, and the food there is just, I saw it. They're doing burgers and just, oh God, I love it.
So you were telling me that they do a theme for for the away team city. So this theme was Phoenix, Arizona food, a lot of Santa Fe type stuff. And
Southwest stuff. So
that's cool.
So the one coming up for Denver.
Yeah, what's Denver known for?
Well, hold on. I gotta search. Let me search. But also the other thing that I wanted to bring up to you is, as we were walking back, everybody had smokers everywhere. Dude, somebody had a smoker. They were smoking chicken quarters. They were making burgers, dogs. Like, somebody actually had a hot dog rotator there that I got jealous of when I saw it. But the menu for Thursday's game at Top Dog Tailgate, listen to this. Denver pork green chili.
Okay.
Ground beef sliders, chicken tacos, and Spanish rice.
Okay.
And the food looks amazing. Like, I'm just jealous. I gotta go somewhere else to, see if they're as good as what's there, but I don't think there will be.
I'm telling you. Yeah, us Clevelanders, we take our tailgating serious. It's one of the best tailgating scenes in America.
And what's really funny is, like, as soon as I sat down, we're sitting there getting ready to set up for the show and everything, and somebody comes up and goes, "Would you like a Jello shot?" Well, okay, yeah, twist my arm.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, I'm going to take a Jello shot.
It's that sense of community, like Browns fans all getting together. Like we're all Browns fans. It's all love. I mean, other than that one fist fight in the Muni lot between a bunch of Browns fans earlier in the year. I mean, hey, here, my alcohol is your alcohol. My food is your food. Let's join together and let's have a good time. And that's what I love about Browns fans. There's nothing better. And it doesn't just have to be in the pit. It doesn't just have to be in the Muni lot. There's great tailgates all around the city on game day.
Burke, Western Summit. There's one down to Flats. I mean, it is unreal what goes on down there. And like Craig and I left at about 2:00 ish. Because I mean, I had pool and everything else to go on, but I mean, dude, everybody was amazing. Like high five and it was just talking about the Browns. It was talking about anything and everything. It was unreal. So if you guys get a chance, go down and check them out. Also, I wanted to let you know the other things that I saw there before we get into the trivia. We close out everything because we are way past time. Brian, somebody brought down a portable pizza oven.
That's big time. That's next level.
A pizza oven.
Yeah.
I'm watching this guy cook pizzas, and I'm looking at him going, seriously, you brought down a pizza oven? He's like, yeah, you want one? I'm like, oh, shit, don't do this to me now because I got to leave. He goes, yeah, I got all the toppings, everything here. I made my own sauce. I'm like, dude, you guys are doing it right. Like, it is unreal. Like, I mean, the amount of food that I saw, and it was just, and the smells coming from that place. Bri, I thought I would just like, you know how it goes with beer and everything else. No, the food that was coming out of that place was unreal. I saw people pulling out racks of ribs. I saw one person. The best one that I saw is a guy he called it his meatloaf burger, Bri. The reason why he called it meatloaf is because the burger was this thick. He smoked it on a charcoal grill and stuffed the inside with cheese. I'm like, all right, cut it open. Let me see it. He cuts it open, pulls it, and cheese just melting everywhere. I'm like, oh my Lord, what am I doing wrong for a tailgate? So,
are you a tailgate guy now?
I might be, Bri.
Absolutely.
I mean, Bri, I'm probably one of those guys that will just go and sample everything as I just walk through. I'm like, oh, what do you got there?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. But the mac and cheese is more all of them were delicious. And the deep fried pickle one caught me off guard because I thought it was jalapeno. I'm like, shit, we're about to get spicy here. Let's get it. And I'm like, that is dill pickle. That is not jalapeno. All right. But it wasn't bad. Like, there was not a mac and cheese ever. So,
what did you say won? What was the winning mac and cheese?
Lauren had like 14 different cheeses or something like that in hers. She won. It was
a regular. It wasn't a super mac.
It was a super mac because she added bacon and there's some other stuff in there.
Oh, okay.
The regular mac and cheese that won was it was like a Cajun ranch mac and cheese. There was nothing else. Oh, dude, it was so good. Like as soon as I took the first bite of it, I'm like, I don't need to taste anything else. I'm done. That's it. I don't want to see these anymore. Give me that tray. I'll meet you in the back of the ambulance and pick me up when I'm done. So,
yep, you forget all about football at that point.
Oh my Lord! But I mean, it was a great day. Yes, we had a little bit of inclement weather, but it held off. Sun came out, and we were all having a blast afterwards. So, thank you to Western Summit and City Dogs of Cleveland. You guys are amazing. I know there was a lot of people going up and donating. I don't know exactly what they donated, so don't know for sure. But Brian, why don't we quickly get into our top three? And I brought this up, hoping Vinny would be here for this, but it is what it is. Top three fall things to do. All right. So the reason why I brought this up is you got your pumpkin patches, you got your apple orchards, you got your hay rides, there's so much stuff to do during the fall. And I'll quickly go with mine, Brian. My number three is hunting. Once I feel that crisp in the air, and I haven't done it in a while, I miss going hunting. I miss squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, just hunting in general. I am a hillbilly. I'm all right. Look at the mustache. I'm good with it. My number 2 is hay rides. I got to go on hay rides with my kids now. I'm an adult. Hay rides with the kids, have a good time, go pick a pumpkin, all that stuff. But my number 1, and this will blow your mind, Bri, and I haven't done it since the kids have been born. Potato cannoning a pumpkin. Have you ever seen the pumpkin cannons?
Yeah.
I love pumpkin cannon. Holy cow. You can launch those things like the length of a freaking airport and just watch them smash on the ground. So those are my top 3. What about you, big fella?
Yeah, those are 3 great top 3s. Have you ever seen the pumpkin slingshot where you put some weights on there and you got a string over here, you just cut the string and it just flings the pumpkin like 50, 75 yards or something like that.
I love it.
I've never done it, but I've seen it done a couple times. My number 3, I'll be quick too, is fall golf. I love it. I think I love it just because you're not sweating your butt off the whole time and it's a little bit chilly and, you can have a good time and, maybe you don't have to get up at the crack of dawn. You can sleep until 7, 8 o'clock and then go out and be one of the first few groups out there. So as long as you can find your ball within all the leaves, it's a lot of fun. Number 3, number 2 is you knew it was going to come up. Going to Mapleside Farms, going to the apple orchard. They got hay rides. They got everything you were talking about. Hay maze, pick your own pumpkins. That's when the apples get picked in September and October. So you get the fresh homegrown apples, and they just it's a great. I think Joe Thomas said it was one of his favorite places to go in the fall time. So I'll shout them out too. It's down in Brunswick. If you haven't been and you got a family, if you're single, probably not a great place for you to be. But if you got a family, definitely take them there. They got a lot of fun stuff for the kids. So that's my number 2. And my number 1, I tried not to put it in there. And I don't even know if you'll let me use it, but it's football and everything that goes with football.
No, you're fine.
Because honestly, if football wasn't in the fall would probably be my most hated season. I'm not a big fall guy because it means winter's right around the corner, cold weather for the next 6 months. It can be a little depressing, but football, everything that goes with it, just getting together with friends and family that you usually don't see much throughout the year, on a random Monday or Thursday night, getting together with some friends at the bar. It's so much fun. Just bringing people together. And like you were talking about at the tailgate, having some drinks, having some good food, and just sharing some laughs. So it's the number 1 sport in this country, and it's only getting bigger by the year. And if you haven't been to a game or a tailgate or anything, I certainly encourage you to get some friends and family together and kind of hang out. But if you weren't going to let me use football, I was going to say bonfires because, there's nothing like a bonfire in the fall time. In the summer, when it's 77 degrees at nighttime, it's not the same as a giant bonfire, when it's 50 degrees and getting dark out at 6 o'clock at night.
So we got red leg, 100% sit in the woods with the stillness. Love it. There's nothing like sitting in the woods, just listen to the leaves drop out of the trees. And then, something I forgot, honorable mentions, bonfires, okay? Football, half marathon, marathons. I don't know about that. About apple pie moonshine. Only time oh my Lord, especially if you
better be careful.
I know, but it's sitting by a bonfire, apple pie moonshine, just sipping, having a good time with friends and family. I'm sorry, not moonshine. It's moonshine. It's all right. All right, Brian, you ready to get into the trivia answer, bud?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into the trivia answer. I asked you last time that Michigan was undefeated was.
So I'll say 97. I can't remember. I mean, I was in middle school when it happened. 97.
1997 was the last time that Michigan was undefeated, and they won a national championship that year. was the previous time they won a national championship?
I'm going to say 1948.
There it is. So
Is that right?
Yes, it is. So you went 50 years without a national championship, won a national championship, and you're going to wait another 50 years. So good job,
You know
buddy.
what? We had the greatest football player that ever lived.
Joe Montana.
And maybe the best defensive player of all time. Or the most decorated, anyways.
Joe Montana.
Hey, I know they're 6th in the country now. They're not the 6th best team in the country. So
I know.
I'm not getting my hopes up this year.
We haven't brought up Ohio State, Michigan in a while, so I wanted to bring it up.
I know, yeah. I think when's the Browns bye week this week? It's late. It's like week 13. Would that be after the Michigan-Ohio State
I think it's
game?
before.
Okay, we should do a Michigan-Ohio State show during the Browns bye week or something. Maybe a special one.
Oh, we'll definitely do a special one.
Because we teased it last year and it never happened, and we teased all the great stories that we had. But we'll have to do a show.
All right. Well, we want to thank our troops and first responders for everything you guys do. They hold a special place in our hearts. I can't thank you guys enough for everything you do. Also, come find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. What am I missing, Brian? Why don't have my damn list? Vinny has screwed up my list.
Come on, Vinny.
That's all right. Also, Lake Erie APA, thank you so much for sponsoring us. As you can see with the camo hat, Red Leg, Justin, Ed in Columbus, Paulie, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for chiming in. We are Illegal Ham in the Face, and we are definitely uncorked, unloaded. Oh, by the way, this is the other thing I forgot. Halloween special next week. Definitely make sure you tune in. See a little super fan action going on here at the Illegal Ham in the Face. Yeah, you like it. All right. We are definitely uncorked, unloaded, and we are out. Thank you for watching.
God bless you. God bless. Oh, America. That was nice. Thank you.